Hello, 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 my beautiful, beautiful friends.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, hello. I know. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. It's been a few minutes. It has been a few
It
minutes.
has been quite a few minutes.
Yes.
And life is happening. Life is happening all over creation for all of us. And so we are all in the midst of such transition and transformation. And so we heard you. Several
Yes.
people kept reaching out and saying, "Hey,
Where are you
where you
guys?
at, girls? Where you at? We miss you. We miss you."
We have
So,
been doing so many different things. And by the way, I'm Diane Rivera.
Reverend Dr. Judy Weaver, and,
Oh,
then,
I
and
am
this is Reverend Dr.
Reverend Dr.
Diane.
Diane. Yes, yes. I don't know if we record after we. Oh, yes, I think
Yeah, I
we
think
did.
we did. I think we
After
did.
we
Once, yeah,
received
yeah, yeah.
our doctorates
So,
and initiations.
welcome to my front porch.
Yes. Welcome to Florida.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and start with like an opening prayer so we
Yes.
can bring in everybody and everything along the way and all of our visitors that are driving up and down the street. So we may have a little
We will
background
have all the
noise.
sounds.
But this is fun. This is fun. This is life. This is where we are. So here we go. Heavenly Father, Great Spirit, we come before you upon this day, lifting each of our beautiful, precious watchers, all of the children, all of the adults. We call upon the archangels, we call upon the masters and teachers, benevolent beings of the highest and purest. Open our hearts, minds, and souls to clarity, guidance, and to your healing grace. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
This is fun. This time we're going live. Usually we record and then post it, but hey, this
We
is
are
us
we
now.
are going for it. We are seeing what we're
There's no
going to end up in the
bloopers
world
at
of.
all. There'll be bloopers. Spiritual bloopers.
Yeah, so there's been a lot that's been going on in both of our lives as
Yes.
well. Lots of travel, absolutely. For me, I started the year at the Hopi Reservation, then out in the Channel Panel in Sedona, then went to Peru, had an absolutely fabulous time in Peru with 20 different guests. So super excited about the transformation that took place with that. I had a really cool opportunity to check back in with folks to see how they were doing and how they were integrating because the end of their timeline correlated specifically with Easter. So again, the
Oh
profound,
yeah.
wonderful,
Oh
and
yeah.
beautiful energies that we are a part of, that we are experiencing, and they are rocking and rolling.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the channel panel. What does that mean? What is it about? Just a few minutes, just a few seconds.
Channel panel was so cool. It was a gathering of all kinds of channelers from around the world. And we gathered in Sedona, Arizona, the beginning of January for a 3 day conference. And I had an opportunity to go and to be a vendor and to spend time with these incredible, amazing, wonderful channelers. And people were all talking. The message is the same. The message is pretty much the same, and it doesn't matter if you're talking to the galactic beings and if you're talking to the angelic realm, or if you're talking to the masters and your guides and your higher self, you are having these same themes repeated. And it's not about go run for the hills and hide. It's about we are breaking down the old systems. Very specifically, we are breaking down
Yeah.
the old systems so that we can then move into building new because you cannot create on top of something that's already there. You have to be able to bring it back to a foundational level so that you can have an even playing field to even draw from to be able to start with. So it's about each of us realizing and recognizing that we're going through the midst of these transitions. But the part that's so fun about this and the part that's so exciting about this is about each of us
Mm-hmm.
recognizing the power in us, the connectivity within us, the ability to recognize truth externally because to think you're going to just know the truth everywhere and listen to the news and know what's right, you have to be able to recognize and rationalize what that is. And so to be able to spend time with all of these fabulous channelers speaking light language and just being in their energy and their presence was absolutely fabulous for me. Personally, I felt like it really blew me open to another level of self
Yeah.
and a new pathway of where I'm going, which is absolutely what's happening to me. So
I love it. I love that. I love that you had that opportunity. Judy has been hoping to get to be part of one of those panels, and now she's really going further with it, which I'm excited to do.
I
It's a
am.
new trip. And the thing about it is that whether you're trans channel, we're all channelers as mediums, psychics, um, intuitives, whatever you want to call yourself, empathic. We're all channeling in different forms, in different ways. So
Absolutely.
whether or not you're having spirit stepping into your body and talking through using your voice, or you're feeling the messages from, we see it, we feel it, we hear it, we know it, many different ways that you receive it, and we're channeling it as we're for ourselves, always for ourselves first, and then for the others that are coming before us. And I have been noticing that a lot more people are having the feeling. They're
Yes.
feeling it.
Oh, because of the incredible
You're
amount of
talking now. They're
energies.
talking.
Yeah, the amount of energies that are coming in are so profound and so intense, and it's making everybody wake up. There is no hiding anymore. You have to be in that experience. And what is that experience for you? How is that impacting your world? How are you managing and working with that? I did a post yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that it was like, how well are you surfing? Are you surfing?
Oh yeah,
Are
I
you
see that.
getting eaten up by the wave? Because it's waves and waves and waves of energy that's coming
It has
in.
been a lot, and
And
it has been a lot, but it's a
it
little bit more
has been.
intense lately. Or you're finding yourself disjointed, or you know, one minute you're here, the next minute you're there, and then it's like you are on that wave, because the flow is, I'm also in that. We're all in that. We're all get in it, and we're all in it. And you're surfing along, things are going well, and then you're like, what's going on, right?
I've lost my balance. Shoot, going in.
Yes. So yes, definitely. Last week I had a lot of feeling of not being balanced.
Yeah. But when we look at what the Schumann resonance is, and we look at, our timeline, we look at where the different planetary alignments are, pay attention to those things. But where we are right now is we are in such a prime time of forward momentum, of you being able to bring your thoughts, your dreams, and your ideas and your desires into fruition. But first, you have to have them. What are they? What do you want to do? That's the big question. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? How do you want to be able to spend that time with self? How do you want to spend your time?
Exactly. I've had a lot of, I would say my last few readings that I had with people, they were finding themselves, like changing their whole lives, changing everything, stepping out of relationships, stepping
Moving
out of
across the
jobs,
country,
moving,
everything
trying
is
to
changing.
connect to themselves. Who are you? And that's what I asked them. I said, well, do you know who you are? Finding out who you really are. And because you might not have been totally aware of your abilities, right? And then they're
Yeah,
going into more awareness. You become more aware. As you become more aware, it's time to find yourself. So yeah, that's been a theme.
absolutely. And the thing is, when you're just busy doing, you're busy, you're going, you're fixing, you're caretaking for everybody else
Mm-hmm.
around you, you have no time to think about who you are and what you like and what you want to do and be. And as we are moving into this heightened level of sensitivity, you can't help but become aware of that sensitive aspect of self, and you having experiences that are brought into the awareness that you have to now figure out how to contemplate, how to work with, how to at least interpret and incorporate into your daily life.
Right.
And so it's like, what is that? And who am I? And how is this making me feel? And really being able to recognize that the environment is changing around you. Today I was at the beach, but I went for a few minutes, and the clouds were beautiful and wispy. But then I was watching like the part of the clouds just like dropping down into just coming down
Into the ocean.
They didn't go down to the ocean, but they were like the wispy part was just falling, and it was like, wow. I don't know if I recognize or remember seeing clouds doing that, but it was very specific that they were dripping. They were actually moving downward, and it wasn't just that fluffy and floating by. They had that depth within them, and I'm like, wow. And
Yeah.
people, I mean, you look at the videos online that have people been seeing people walking in the clouds. I mean,
I've
it's
seen
so
that.
honestly.
I have seen that. I have seen that. That is the craziest thing ever. But it is when you see it, you're like, is that really happening? But my kids were with me in the car when that happened, and we happened to be driving in New York and driving, and in the clouds, I there were these two. It was a pair of feet, 2 feet in shoes. You could see the shoe and everything, and it was walking across the sky. And the kids in the car seen it too, and they're like, I said, "Is that feet? Does that look like feet to you?" And it moved as if someone was walking.
Oh wow.
Huge, huge. And the kids seen it, and I was like, thank goodness I had witnesses to that. But I'm not quite sure anybody would believe that, but it's true, and it's very true. But I see a lot of things. We see a lot of
We
things.
do see a lot of things. We all are able to see a lot of things, and you guys are seeing a lot of things as well. Or else you're feeling the energies that bringing your attention to a specific area. Whether you're able to physically see it, you're sensing,
Mhm.
and then you're getting that feeling of the energy around that space, and then that's helping to create that visual for you because you're getting that exchange of the information with it.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
and it's I've been we Judy and I both do festivals, and amongst the traveling and all the other things that we do in our life. So I do events with the Oddities Art Market.
Yeah.
I love the events doing it with them. It's also Grimoire Studios, and the such a whole different genre of people,
Oh,
you know.
versatile.
And so here I am,
Everything.
the angel reader, right? The angel reader amongst all of that different genre, um, and who's uh, I was so busy. I get so busy at those events. I just love them because you would not think that that person was really into the spirituality side of it, really wanting to know, but they so love it, and I'm loving learning about different people and how they look at spirituality and how they connect to spirituality and their
And
spiritual
their
self.
practices. Their
Yes,
practices.
and what they're
Yeah.
practicing exactly. And so that has been opening up more for me as I'm going to these events, and I'll tell you, I'm blown away by it. I just love it. The energy is so wild.
And everything that we're going and doing, it's like I did the fairy festival a week or so ago over in Casadega. That was a lot of fun to be around all the little wee ones and all.
What was I doing that day? I think I was working someplace else that day.
Yeah, you had another event that day. Yeah, I mean we're busy doing things, and so then of course I ended up doing a yard project at my house, and so then I need to create another new fairy garden because they're like, oh, don't forget us.
So I'm putting a question out there into the universe. Let's see what answers we get because this is live, and you can answer back. You can message us back. What have you found yourself surrounding yourself with, whether it's crystals or shells or rocks? So Judy and I have been doing the front of our homes, um,
Yeah,
and so
doing
Judy
the
just told
homes.
me she did shells and many other types of rocks and crystals. And I have also done, now I did lava rock, which is totally different for me,
Yeah.
and needing to be with lava rock. But one of the main things that I have around my house a lot of is selenite, right? So, and Judy can tell you how much I love crystals. I'm a big crystal fan.
We all love crystals.
We all love crystals. They do help us a lot. But
And they're chatty.
They are very chatty.
They're very chatty. Oh, don't forget me. Don't forget
I'm
me.
curious to know if you have been noticing yourself adding more of a crystal or shells or rocks or
What are you redoing?
yeah,
Because that's the key.
yeah,
I mean, our energy spaces have been changing. I think that's the key
that's
thing
the
for
word,
everybody
energy
to,
space. What have you been putting
whatever,
into it? Yeah.
whatever we have been doing before. I mean, I ended up having to do a whole house renovation. This was not something that was planned. County came by, upgraded the lines, which was wonderful. But I have an old little bungalow, and so my lines were old, and it was galvanized pipe, and they got completely clogged. So I had to change out all my water and wastewater pipes in the house, all of them, through the walls, through the ceilings, through the attic area, around the yard, digging up the whole yard, digging up all of my
Crazy.
energy spaces, digging up and channeling through my healing room. That was such a big change. And so it was resetting all of the energies that I work with now this year, which makes perfect
That
sense
makes
because
sense.
we're all going through this other space of resetting our energies, creating
Yeah.
that new foundation.
That makes a lot of sense. Sometimes
Yeah.
when I'm talking with Judy, I'll say something and then she'll say something and then I say, oh, well now that makes sense. Like she answers my question.
You didn't even know you had the
I
question.
didn't even know what the question. And then I'm thinking about it. She's talking about it. Oh yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Now I can see it. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that about us.
yeah.
Yes.
It's a fun thing. It's a fun
Crazy
thing. And Miss
conversation.
Diane has had some big changes that have happened in her life that
Yes.
has occupied a lot of her time. And this is an exciting change that happened. Go ahead and tell the audience what's going
I
on
am
with
working
you.
at the Unity Church now, here in Daytona, which I love it. Um, the Spirit pushed me into this position, and I wasn't. And I said no. I stopped my feet. I'm like, no, I'm not going. I had an interview that a friend of ours
Yeah.
um, talked me into, and I wound up with an interview for a job that I wasn't even looking for a job. I had no thought of getting a job. Already had a job,
Yeah.
and I went for the interview and just took the job.
It was a new pastor who was
Yes.
coming in to change the energy, to set a new foundation of energy here in Daytona Beach, Florida. And they needed strong, beautiful, core light energy. And Miss Diane got called to the
I
altar.
got calling. This was my calling. And so I always say, Spirit, I go wherever Spirit directs me, they'll guide me, to be someplace or something that I need to do. And the day that I had to go for the interview, I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not going. And Spirit said to me, I hear Spirit telling me, just show up, Diane. Just show up. And so, and I'm sure it's like a mother energy, just show up, Diane. It's okay. And sure enough, I got that position, and I've been there since October. Um, and I do love the position. I love the people. I come out of Catholic background, and so although I have let go of some of my Catholic, there are some that I do hold on to because I know what I see, what I've experienced, Jesus, Mary, and many other beings, higher beings that I have experienced the energy of, or seeing them, or having conversation with them. And so going into a church was like, well, wait a minute, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but they do meditation, and I'm like, okay, you sold me. I love meditation, and I love the fact that she gives meditation in her service. It's a 1 hour service on Sunday. She has a topic. There's a lot of music, and I'm even enjoying the music. I mean,
Music takes you places. Music opens doors. Vibrationally, it opens your body and your soul to new levels of being able to be taken to these other spaces and places. Music is such a powerful healing tool.
yeah,
And so it's so important. And the thing that's really nice is that it's community.
the
And
community there is unbelievable.
right,
They're just
and
beautiful
so
people.
where we are now is everybody, is moving into this more spirituality of this awakening and this awareness, and you're not having the same communities. Churches are really going out of business, left and right,
Mm.
and so it's like, but where are you meeting the people who will support you in your growth,
Mhm.
who will be the supports with you? that will help to answer questions that you have about what's going on, and that is a space to go and to get, to
Yeah.
just be and to get. And the
To
part
receive
that,
it,
yeah,
absolutely.
and the part that's really kind of fun about this now, I went to this church 25 years ago. I started off, I was doing hands-on healing at this church way back 25 years ago. And I didn't know anybody that was there, and it was a lovely place to be. And then our mutual friend, she went ahead and, she's been going back to the church as well. And so really, we're there helping to bring in this big energy and to help to anchor that energy and to help attract others to find a space
Mhm.
of peace and light. And so it's really important that if you're feeling yourself being drawn to a place, even though
Yeah.
it's not something that you had expected or anticipated, just show up.
Just show up.
Just show up. I mean, because you don't know what else is planned, and you don't know what conversations that you're going to end up having with people and what it's going to lead to.
And that's true. That's true. I'm learning that there are many. Well, everyone there is a spiritualist, which I enjoy, and of course they have their own thoughts and feelings about what they
But
believe
they
in.
all came from different religions. It's not
Absolutely,
that they started
like
with
that. Yeah.
spirituality.
So they all have this, but then we have. Uh, so it was the minister blurted out that I was a medium,
Yep.
and so now the
They
whole
all know.
community knows. And so then all of the other ones start saying, well, I do healing work, or I do massage, or I do Reiki. And so they're all coming together now. They're all coming out, letting people know that they can talk about what they do where they hadn't before. So it took the minister to say that, hey, Diane is a medium. And
Right,
she's
and
a healer.
she talks to dead people.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, and they show up, and she talks about the man who's been doing construction there, who's been in the church for many, many decades, keeping track
All
of
of
things.
that. And so now the others will start talking about what they do. And they do healing after service. You can sit with one
Yeah,
of the healers, it's one of the prayer chaplains, and talk to them about whatever it is you want to talk to them, or just have a healing, which is beautiful. Which is
it
like,
really is. It really is.
I
And
love
it's
it.
just,
I
yeah,
just love it. I do love it. And I love doing it, even though it does keep me busy.
it's very time consuming
It
because
keeps
she's
me busy.
occupied at least 4 days a week out of it,
Yep, 4 days a week, plus I'm doing my
other
own
events.
private sessions
And
and other
other events.
events.
And when they have
events.
extra events, then that's an extra day. So
Right.
yeah, it definitely
Yes.
impacts the
So,
schedule.
the schedule gets busy, and I'm very grateful. No complaints. Very grateful for it all. Um, but it's becoming like, in the beginning it was like a school for me. It was like schooling, believe it or not. Um, Stepping out of my own little space of letting people see who I am, and I have struggled with that. I do struggle with that. But the community that just accepts you and is interested, and there's no judgment, or so that's a big thing for me, because growing up having judgment from other people, of having to keep quiet about things that I seen, felt, or whatever. Even though my mom was a medium, I could talk to her about things. I couldn't talk to anybody else about it. Not my family, not my friends, not anyone.
Certainly not teachers in school.
No, and not the
Yeah.
Catholic Church.
Yeah. Oh no, don't be saying it there. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no. Oh, let me tell the priest. Oh, hey, I seen a demon the other day in the basement. What do I do with that? And that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell that to the priest. No.
Yeah.
How do you tell him that? Yeah. But yes, and we all do see those things. They are out there. It's real, people. It's real.
It is real. It is real. It is
I
real.
know
But
some
yeah,
people don't want to know that, but I'm telling you, it's real.
there's all kinds of energies, and let me tell you, all the ET stuff that is so much
Oh,
more
yeah.
prevalent and
My son
relevant
was
now.
telling me that even I'm not gonna, I don't talk politics, but Trump had released a thing about he showed the pod, actually a video of an alien spaceship, and you can see the alien on the inside.
Oh, I
You can see
didn't
the
see
person
that.
on the inside.
I didn't see that, but I did actually recently, about 2 weeks, a couple of weeks ago. I'm driving down. It was nighttime, and I was coming home, and I saw a shooting star, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But I knew I kind of felt something with that shooting star, right? And so then I kept watching it, and then by gosh, a UFO shot right across, and it was like, now mind you, I'm like driving into Daytona Beach at night. Okay, there's an airport there, but this thing was way too fast and way too low. It was not. It was not a plane, and I'm like, downtown Daytona Beach.
I think we see a lot of them here. I think they are here a lot.
Oh, they are. And the thing is, the more that you elevate your energy, the more you're able to see.
Oh yeah. So I'm sorry. The
Yeah.
thought just came to my head. The rest of the story from my son. It was coming out of one of the volcanoes.
Oh,
It was
okay,
coming
yeah.
over one
Yeah.
of the volcanoes.
Oh, they do that all
Yes.
the time.
Yeah. So I said to my son, I said, well, yeah, they're always in the volcanoes, and that's the way they get around, and that's why we have another. There's another life force right underneath us, under the earth.
Oh, absolutely. So many different things
Mhm.
are happening around us and alongside of us, and just paying attention to, just being mindful of. Had some incredible experiences in Peru. Going to the Gate of the Gods, going to the Serpent's Gate, which is just this huge megalithic door that's in the mountainside, and the power that comes off that thing is crazy. And I had felt the energy just emulating out of me and going into the ground and then working with each of my guests. It was really super cool and powerful.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about Mount Shasta that's going to be coming up this
yeah.
July. And Diana's going to go with me. Yay!
Going to Mount Shasta?
Yes. So we're
I didn't think I was going.
I know. She is. So we're going to be there for 2 weeks in July. Got two different groups that are going to be going there and really having an absolutely fantastic time. Be working with my elder Miriam Jamar, so we're really excited about that. This is the first time he's bringing a group, so he's super excited about
This
it.
is going to be very interesting for me. Um, I have had Lemurian experiences prior to meeting Judy, and then she wrote this book. And in the book, when I first started reading Judy's book, I was like, how does this person know this? This is exactly what happened to me. Some of the things that she talks about in her book, I've had similar experiences. And we all do that. We all have similar experiences. But this was just happening to me. Like I was going through this awakening thing, and I didn't know anything about Lemurians or any of that stuff. I had no clue what that is. And
But it brought up the memories. And so then you
Yes.
remembered it. That's the key.
Exactly.
We remember the past lives that we had with it. We remember the incidents, the energies that's with it. What do I need to tap into from that timeline that I need to bring into my life today,
Yeah.
here and now?
yes.
Yeah. And when we're in these powerful, powerful energy places of the earth, it's so much more. It's so much more tangible. It's right there, ready for you to be able to grab and to grasp.
I'm excited
and to hold
for it.
on to it. Oh my gosh.
Because it's all past life stuff. All of our lives are connected. They're never, that was that life, that was that life. Yes, that was that life. But they're still connected. It's just a lifeline. Think of that long line, and every event is in that line. Every event, every life is part of that. It's all part of one. So yeah, and when you can connect to the past life, when you feel it, because you do feel it, it's yours. So you can access it when you want to. It is yours.
Yeah, you can view it, you can learn from it, you can recognize fears that you have. Why do you have such an aversion to water? Well, you know what? You drowned in whatever, wherever, Paying attention to the deep emotions that you have and or those cycles and those patterns that continue. Why are they continuing? Sometimes it's from this life and sometimes it's from past life incidences that created such an impact
Yeah.
that it vibrationally moved forward with you and creates that hiccup. It's almost like a skip in a record,
Mm.
where you go, well, I don't even know if people know about skips and records. I think so. I think that records came back, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm really
I don't know.
aging
Some
myself.
people might not know about records. I think
It's
they
a
know
wild
about
thing that
records.
plays
I'm
music.
kidding.
And there's a
I'm
name on the
kidding.
skip.
I'm sure they know. 25s. I still have them.
Oh, I got rid of everything. Yeah, it went away. It went away. Anyway, yeah. It's gone.
Not to get off track, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the lifeline stuff is pretty cool. So
It really is.
when
Yeah.
you go and do these things, sometimes it sparks up those memories. So I'm looking forward to when I'm in Mount Shasta to meditate and and get back into that memory. But I was
Yeah.
also told that it was really important for me to be there. Uh, when Judy asked me and figured out how I was going, I wasn't sure, and so I had asked Spirit, and um, I asked someone else too. They said the same thing Spirit said, so I knew I was supposed to go.
She's questioning spirit, went to a person, the person confirmed what spirit said. So
Yep.
again, you
And we all do this. This makes us human. This is the human
exactly.
experience.
It doesn't matter
I
if
don't
we're
know,
psychic
well,
or not. We still have questions.
Because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. You know, I have responsibilities that I have to put on hold to be there. Not that I don't want to, because I really wanted to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's a work thing, and I let them know. Did I tell you that? I let them know yesterday, and they were all for it. No, you need to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a big deal.
So yeah. So when
and when we're in those vibrational spaces, oftentimes we need things from past lives for us to be able to collect again. And so it opens the door. It allows us to have access to new parts of self, to be able to have new strength, new memories, new information, and to really grow us into a different foundation of who we are. Every time. That's why I go to these doggone spiritual places, because every single time I'm growing and changing. Yeah.
and collecting.
And collecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. So if you can join us, we do have some spaces.
We do have spaces. We would love to have you join us. So July 10th or July 16th. July 16th there's room, and July 10th is pretty much sold out. So
it would be the 10th to
the 14th. And so it's 4 nights, 5 days, and so you fly into Redding, California, and we're going to be staying in Mount Shasta. We'll be doing ceremonies there. We'll be doing some stargazing there. We're going to go to the lava tubes. We're going to go to Fairy Falls. We're going to be going to Heart Lake. So we'll be doing some hiking. We'll be working with a wilderness guide who's also a shaman. And so we're going to be doing a despacho ceremony and bearing it on top. So we've got jam-packed. I'll just tell you right now, it's going to be very, very busy. But it's a wonderful, wonderful retreat center, and meals are provided. The retreat center meals are provided. We've got transportation that we're picking you up, driving you around, private van. So it's just going to be an absolutely glorious time. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
A lot of healing work going to be happening.
A lot of healing work.
A lot of healing going to be happening.
A lot of healing work, and then you're creating more community, and I think that's the part that's so important for everybody to remember, that it's like you are creating new relationships, you are creating new community, you are creating new lifelong energies for you to be a part of and to connect with, and you never know where that's going to go. A great example is when I was at the channel panel, I had an opportunity to meet Neil Dollar. A really wonderful guy. He didn't have time to really talk to anybody, but Spirit guided him to my table. And he's the owner, the creator of Portal to Ascension. That's a huge company, agency, business, whatever, that's located out of California. They host 70 events across the world every year, both virtual and physical. And so I've been picked up, and so I'm going to be doing an angelic conference in October. I just did a wonderful podcast with him last week. I've got an actual UFO Starseed conference in January.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be
a Mediterranean cruise
to
Greece and Turkey in March. I will be teaching on Mystery School of the Sea, and it's a 10-day cruise. August is going to be Glastonbury, England. And
yes, I will be going on that one.
I know. So
yes.
Really, really cool, wonderful, amazing things that are coming into play because of a connection. Because I was in a place where Spirit said, you need to go. And I didn't
just
know. Show up, and I don't know what that means, but I'm showing up. And then it's like, okay, well, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And that's what's really happening right now so profoundly. When you're thinking it, you're
Mhm.
creating it.
Oh
Be
yeah.
careful what you're thinking, but being mindful and practice your thinking so that you can bring that other higher stuff into your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You want to do some
Wow.
cards, my
Oh, I'm
dear?
gonna do
She's
some
got a
cards.
pile of cards, and so let's go ahead and
I
get to
brought
that.
cards today. So I got this mermaid deck. It's Oracle of Mermaids, and I usually have angel decks, which the Archangel deck I read right now also. Kyle Gray's deck. Kyle Gray is a wonderful medium. He's an angelic medium, works with the angels, and let me show that. He recently, this is this last deck he did, the Archangels, but he recently put out a book too, and I actually already listened to the whole thing. I got it on audio and went through the whole thing like within a couple of hours because I love his stuff. But he's such an angelic being. He's
Oh,
so
it's such a high
connected to the
resonance.
angels, and
And what does he do? Music.
and he
Right?
does music.
It's
Yes,
music
he's a
because
musician.
being in that
Yeah,
angelic frequency and resonance. Yeah.
and so he recently lost his mom, which is sad, you know. But for us, you know, we know that it's not. It's only the end of the physical life, but we still have the loss,
We have
you know.
feelings. Yeah.
And he writes about it, and he writes about how it talks about how his um, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of the word. A new angel came forward to him, and it, in a
Oh.
different way. It was an angelic being, but it came to him in a different way. It was covered. He was covered in a cloak. So here's a thought for you guys, and I'm thinking this is important that I need to tell you. Um, so this cloaked person came and stood behind his mom before she passed, right? Dark
Yeah.
cloak, and so he took a deep breath and he said he wasn't afraid, but it was something he had not seen before, you know, and it was standing behind his mom. Although his mom was getting ready to transition soon, you
Mm-hmm.
know, so he's not quite sure who this being is. So he meditated about it and asked his guides and angels, who was this being that I've seen? And the angels came forward and said to him, it was an angel. We had to cover up because our light is so bright. We do not want to hurt your eyes.
Oh,
So I
wow.
thought, wow, this is so cool.
Whole different thought for being a covered being, isn't it now? A
Yeah.
whole different
So
thought.
our first thought would be that it's the Reaper, the Grim Reaper, and he thought that himself too, but wasn't sure, so he didn't give it that energy. But he went and took his meditation and spoke to his guides and his angels and asked for clarity about it. And it was an angel. And so while I'm listening to it because it's an audio book, I can visualize. So I visualize what's going on. That's why I like audio books. And I could literally see this massive glowing angel
I love that.
underneath this cloth.
This big quote.
Yeah,
This big quote.
this
Yeah.
big cloak. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that I just love that. I just wanted to give that message, and whoever that was for, I did not know, but there it is, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I love
So it's
having the
not
experience.
necessarily what we think it is. You have to take the moment to ask the question and to feel into the answer. And sometimes people think that when things are bad and oh my God, I can't believe I lost that job and da 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 da. But your dream job was there waiting for you, and you wouldn't have met that person to go to that dream job if you were gone and in that other day job occupying your time. So
Exactly.
really recognizing to be open to in whatever capacity that the universe is unfolding it as it is supposed to for you.
Right. And taking the moment to not react. Oh my gosh, this is the not having that thought, that negative thought, but just taking the moment, okay, this is happening. Let me step into myself, have conversation with self and my guides, angels, whomever it is that you want to connect to, whoever you feel you're connecting to, and ask them, why is this happening? Why am I here at this point in my life? Whatever the questions are, ask them the question. They're going to give it to you. And there's always a reason. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always a reason.
There's always
Something
reason.
more or new needed to come in.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Changing for a new foundation.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, although I'm talking about the angels, the oracles came in, and or the mermaids are the angels of the ocean.
Well, and the thing that's important for you guys to know that the ocean has really come online. And I think that's the best way for me to put that because as we are upgrading all of our energetic frequencies around the earth, the resonance, I mean, it goes through all of the oceans. And in the water, you've got all this crystal energy that's in the water, H2O, right? And so we have all of these mineral compositions.
Mhm.
And so it is moving so quickly within the ocean's fields and it's really being amplified. So one of the things that was really cool for me recently was doing this incredible meditative work where I knew I was setting new energetic lines around the earth, and I was communicating with other people who were there doing it with me, and we were doing it all nighttime during our travels and how that was, and then we were working with the orca whales because the whales were helping us to attune very specifically the harmonic frequency that was necessary to be able to support these new energy lines around the earth. Because who better than the whales and all of these beautiful beings of the sea? So I had to do a whole bunch more shells in my front yard. 6,000 pounds of shells. Feeling strong. Ocean energy everywhere.
Ocean energy. Mermaids have been coming up a lot for me. And so this deck came to me as a gift. And usually I pick my own deck, so this deck came as a gift. There was a raffle at the church, and there was a big basket filled with all mermaid things. And this deck happened to be in there. And I was like, oh, I want that deck. I don't know why I like that deck. I want that deck. And so I didn't win the basket. And the person that won the basket, I asked her, I said, did you like the mermaid deck that was in your basket? She said, oh, I didn't even open it up. I said, oh, because I wanted to win that basket just to get that mermaid deck. But let me know how it is. I will buy myself the deck. And then the following Sunday, there was a gift on my desk at work, and it was the mermaid deck. And she said, I went home, and I asked the deck, and it said it needed to go to you.
So, and I just spilled a big glass of water as we're talking about this.
And so other mermaid things have been happening for me lately also. So that's usually how it works for me. Many different, it becomes a pattern of different things. Uh, the first card I pulled, and then you can see it there. It's something up there. I'm sorry about that. That's it. It's visions.
Oh, beautiful. Psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing out of body travel.
Everything we were talking about. And that's so funny. Here's the thing. When I do readings, I don't normally use the cards unless someone asks me for a card or I'm doing angel card readings. And so, but sometimes I have a little extra time, so I'll say, you know what? Let me pull you a few cards to see what the cards have to say for you. It's always fun to have some few cards at the end, and it's always what we discussed.
Always, every time.
Every card always resonates with whatever the conversation, whatever the message was during that reading. So, and this is what we have been talking about the whole time.
Visions, psychic information,
Right.
Images, clairvoyance, seeing, out of body travel.
Exactly.
Just like I'm saying, all those exact same words.
And so all those things are a flow. It's allowing those thoughts. I'm sorry. Let me start over because I'm hearing stuff talking at the same time. Sorry. I gotta get it all in order. It's feeling. It's knowing. It's sometimes it's a vision. Sometimes you hear it. But what Spirit says is just breathe into it. Allow the flow to come. So if you're practicing to using cards or you're practicing your abilities to grow, you're wanting them to grow, allow yourself to just breathe. Don't worry about your sitter. Don't worry about anything else. Just breathe. And breathe in the energy. Breathe in the thought of knowing. Breathe in the thought of your connection energetically to your guides and angels and listen. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. You'll know it. You just know it. Boom, it's in there. I know it. That's what it is. That's it. That's how it works. Not it's not anything more than that.
No, it's just allowing the energy to connect with you. All right. Soul cage. Rescue, escape from captivity, and restriction.
Right. And so that's about not limiting yourself. Not limiting yourself to, I can only do this. Not limiting it. And that actually goes beautiful with that other card.
Yeah.
It's about allowing yourself to be open and free, allowing it to flow. So it's not putting the blocks within yourself, in front of yourself. You know, if you're someone who does readings and you might have, and this was a lesson for me recently also too. I'm going to spill it. I had someone that sat before me and she only wanted to know one thing. But Spirit wanted to give her something else that she really needed and she wouldn't accept it. I tried to explain to her that I she wanted to just speak to a loved one and the loved one was there, but it was the loved one wasn't giving her the messages
That she
because
wanted to hear.
yes.
She wanted to hear something specific that the loved one did not want to share.
No.
And so that does not mean the loved one wasn't there. It was not what the person was supposed to get for their information, and she couldn't accept any of it because it's not what they wanted.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with allowing yourself to be able to receive the gift of what was there for you to get.
Exactly. And so when she was, so it feels like it's, I can't move forward. I can't, because she's stopping me. She keeps stopping me. And I just said to myself, all right, Diane, stop for a moment, take a breath, and breathe into it. Reconnect through your heart. So when you connect with your heart energy, it's it's always there's nothing more beautiful than that. Unconditional love. That's it, baby. That's it.
It's pure, it's raw, and it's the strongest energy you can have
Exactly.
is when you connect in with that heart energy.
So I tried to give her that heart love energy and to allow her to receive the message from her guide that wanted to give her had such a big message for her, and she wouldn't receive it.
She wasn't ready to receive it.
And
And
so
that's just real sometimes.
that's it. That's her being within her soul, keeping herself.
In her cage, in her own cage. She kept herself limited because she couldn't even open up to receive it. Yeah.
Yeah. One pick one?
All right, we'll pick one more. Here we go. We'll see if we stubborn.
Yeah, well, they're thick, yeah.
Divination.
Oh my goodness.
Prophecy, fate, destiny, future, fortune.
Yeah.
Divination. That's a beautiful card. And there's so many different kinds of divination. And so it's important for you to know that, sometimes people they're reading palms, sometimes they're doing the pendulums, sometimes they're asking their body yes or no, they're seeing, they're sensing. There's so many different types of divination.
I'm actually giving a class on this Saturday night.
Oh, perfect! Quick, come to Diane's class. Where's
It's at the Holistic House in Holly Hill.
House of Holly Hill.
It is a class on divination, and I'll have
And the date of that is
20.
26.
Saturday is 26. Yes, April 26th at 6 p.m. at Holistic House in Holly Hill, Florida. It is a class on divination, and we are going to, it's divine divination. I will have many different forms of tools. So it's about learning about different divination and how to use them. So we'll have cards, oracle cards, tarot cards.
You have the divining rods.
I have divining rods. I have my crystal ball.
Yeah.
I have an authentic crystal ball. Charms for charming. We'll be doing charming.
Yeah.
Last time I did that class, everybody loved the charms, and then I did a class on charming, created your own charm bag. Charming is like bone throwing, and people read root. It's like root. It's almost similar to root. No, it's not like root. But
you're pulling in the energies of the specific animals that are associated or whatever is associated with
whatever.
the charm.
It can be anything. Charms.
Yeah.
You can have any type of reading with charms. It's really very cool, and you can use 2 charms. You can use 1 charm. You can do past, present, future. You can do lifetime. You can do the month. it works. It works with the astrology chart. So charming is a very, very fun thing to do.
Astrology chart, another divination.
That's another
You get,
divination. That's right.
yeah, all of these are just different ways.
Crystals, reading crystals, using crystals in readings. Crystal reading is a lot of fun. It's very intuitive. It's very
Yes.
intuitive using crystal readings.
Because again, crystal is an amplifier,
Mhm.
and so it gives you the ability to tap into that energy with a different resonance of knowingness, of understanding. So yeah,
And like for me, I love a lot of different crystals. Of course, my one of my top five would be the selenite, right?
yeah, oh yeah.
So
Kyanite is another one of yours.
yep, kyanite. Yes, I do. I have
Smoky
a bag full
quartz.
of things. I have a bag full. Terrestrials, but
Rose quartz. Rose quartz.
I have rose quartz everywhere. Listen, if you come into my car, if you look into my purse, if you go anywhere near me, there's a crystal. If someone comes up and says, "Do you have this crystal?" I'll have it.
I know, but don't try to steal her bag because she's gonna knock you out. She'll take you down with the weight of the bag.
But yeah, crystals are great. You know, if you are attracted to one particular crystal, you know, each crystals have their own life, own means,
Their own vibration
their
and
own
information
vibration.
for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you know what? Sometimes then you move along to a new one.
Yeah.
I haven't really done that, but you just add more. I just add more. I don't really let the other one go. But yeah, so crystals are great. I love working with crystals. Um, it was Louis Gates who said that to me one day in a reading that we did, and he said, "Boy, you're good in the crystal reading." And so that was before I really started working with different divination tools. So now I work with many different divination tools, and I love it. And these are great divination tools.
Yes, our hands and our hearts.
Yes.
Our hearts too.
Yes. Yes.
So listen, maybe I'll just drop in trance. Go ahead and
Oh,
see
yes,
what's going
yes,
on.
yes,
We didn't
yes,
even
do
do
the
that
same.
yet, so let me go ahead and just
Another form of divination.
another form of divination. Yes, we'll just go ahead and see what we're gonna do. I kind of feel like Archangel Gabriel is gonna come in
I
today.
love that.
So again, messenger, let us know what messages are coming on, where we are for right now in this forward momentum. So here we go. Archangel Gabriel, good day.
Good day. Hello.
Good day. Good day to you. Yes, this is a glorious time. A glorious time in where you find yourself energetic and moving through transitions, allowing yourself to have access to new energetic frequencies that are specifically entering into the atmosphere at this time to be able to work collaboratively within the energy frequency of you. This is a marriage. This is a culmination. This is an integration that is allowing for an unfoldment that is also allowing for an elevation to take place. This is why each of you are finding yourselves dealing with old situations
Hmm. Makes sense.
that you thought you were done with, that you didn't want to deal with anymore, but it is coming back up to you because you never completed it. And it is essential that each of you move through the process of a completion within the culmination so that you can have a complete releasement from it, so that you are freed into a greater energetic frequency that is allowing for you to grow through. So you may be finding yourselves having great memories and incidences and connections with perhaps even school friends from years ago, family members from a long time period. Perhaps it is even situations have come to play where maybe there has been a death. And so then there is a new timeline of moving into aspects and responsibilities that take place within that. It is an opportunity for each of you to move through the emotions. And that is the key behind it. It is not just to ignore the emotion. It is about to be within a complete awareness and acceptance. And that means you are accepting the emotions that you are feeling, whether you want to or not. It is okay to have each of these emotions as they are allowing you a greater depth and a capacity to learn from you within the broadening space of emotionality. It also allows for a creativity within the thought process as you have what you call your imagination. Therefore, it allows you to move thought patterns, situations, experiences to come back into a different realization. When you go back and look at a situation at a different time in your life, you have learned so much more. You are not the same person, and therefore you have a different level of compassion and empathy for whomever that relationship is with. You do not know all of what they were participating with and or all of what they had for their own awareness and tools of their own self-actualization. If one does not have the knowledge and the tools, they don't have the knowing. And if they don't have the knowledge and the tools and the knowing, they may not do it correctly. They may not do it in a way that was of your highest benefit. However, that does not mean that it did not benefit you, because the incident transpired as a teaching opportunity for you to embrace, for you to grow into and to grow through because of that experience. When you have the time to reflect at a later point in time upon the same situation, you have a greater clarity, a greater peace, and a greater compassion for the experience, for the information, and for you. For you, in an essence, in a resonance of what one would even call forgiveness of self. Oftentimes we judge ourselves so harshly and critically because of how we acted, how we react. And we can go back and then we can reflect upon it and see it in different eyes and say, I would choose differently. And that was a good action and reaction for where I was at that moment because I changed the situation. It was endangerment of me. And it is important for you to know that when you are in self-preservation, all you are doing is preserving self. Mhm. It is not about everyone else's emotions and feelings and thoughts and circumstances. It is about being in a space of action, instantaneous, instinctual action for self-reliance, for protection, moving into a greater aspect of self. As you are moving through and within this great fluidity of where you're finding yourself in this earth right now, and all of these changes that are taking place, all of these electronic changes that are taking place, your reality, your community, everything is being challenged, everything is being pushed, everything is being brought into a new level of awareness and of discernment, of each of you having to have a greater skill and a capacity and an ability to have a pure discernment of how this is and what this is and how it impacts your life and or how it can impact your life in a better aspect if one has the impression that it shall, based on the intention of that thought and the energies of those actions. If you are anticipating doomsday, doomsday is what you will receive. You will constantly find yourself in a battle of situations and actions that will challenge every part of you that are holding and bombarding you because that is your anticipated expectation. The angels are here to help you, to provide you with what you are asking
I love that.
for. Be mindful of what you're choosing to ask for. We are here to help support you in whatever that is of a heart's desire for that betterment of you. But it is up to you to create the dreams and the desires, to have the confidence, to make the choice and to make a step. We are not saying that you have to make and come to a complete final conclusion, but you have to have the faith to take a step of faith for self, in self, for the betterment of self, for the desire of self, for the truth of self, for the whole of self. Does that not make sense to you, young one?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you.
It does, it does, it does. I would like to request that the ones who are watching take a few moments to write down 5 or 10 items. What would you like to bring into your life and to your heart? So it could be some things. Perhaps you need a new car, or perhaps you need a different home. Perhaps you're looking for a love relationship, or perhaps you're looking for a better relationship with self. Perhaps you're looking for a clearer communication with that of the spirits and the angels. You're looking for a greater understanding of how to work with these energies in a greater partnership of clarity and of interpretation. Very good thoughts, if they perhaps were one of yours. Taking time to contemplate self, taking time to dream and to desire things for self that bring you into a deeper exploration and growth of self for that greatest good of self. Does that not make sense?
Absolutely.
It does.
I love it.
Me as well. Me as well. Well, I think that is good. Is that good?
Yes, that's wonderful.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, it is always an esteemed honor to have an opportunity to speak with you and to be able to build our heart connection and relationship too. The angels are always here for each of you, but it is up to you to choose to call upon us too. Free will. Your free will chooses the relationship that you want. Many blessings to each of
Awesome.
you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I have Saint Germain coming in. So
Okay, let's do it.
Saint Germain,
Hello.
good day, good day, good day, good day. I wanted to come in because it is such a transformative energy. And I want to remind each of you, you do not have to use your physical bodies to do all of this transmutive energies in the physical status of self. You may so desire and choose to call upon the angels, call upon myself. I am known always working with the violet flame, most notably. And it is about transforming. Fire always transforms energy. It is not dissipating, it is moving it into a different frequency and vibration of utilization of work. Therefore, it is about the utilization of these energies in a different capacity. If you find yourself overwhelmed and overburdened by what one might be calling a denser resonance of energy, a darker resonance, a mindfulness of overwhelmedness, correct? Everything keeps coming and you want to change that energy. You want to move yourself into a higher frequency. I no longer am going to receive all of these densities. I'm creating solutions. I'm attracting solutions. I'm allowing for myself to have the opportunity to thrive, not just survive. So therefore, in front of self, you would go ahead and envision within your imagination, and or you may be able to have the ability to feel that energy out of the center of self, inhaling, drawing that energy from self down into the heart, exhaling and opening the heart energy. Again, inhaling, drawing that energy down, exhaling, opening further, the next level in. And one more time, inhaling. One more layer in, exhaling. Excellent. Now you have opened a complete channel from the energies within the source of self. Allow for those emotions, allow for those thoughts, allow for those memories to move outside of the heart area and into the vortex of time and space in front of you. And as you inhale, you are recognizing that beautiful churning of energy in a counterclockwise direction. And with the next inhale, you're sending that energy down into the depths of Mother Earth. One more time, inhale, sending that energy down into the earth, a counterclockwise position. One more time, inhale, exhale, sending it down into a counterclockwise position, making that circle very small, making that circle very small. Breathing normally. With the next inhale, you're drawing that beautiful breath down. Exhale, and you are now changing direction as you are now drawing that beautiful energy into a clockwise position, drawing that energy in, and it is filling into the aspects of the solar self. Inhale, exhale, drawing a wider and a wider circle, incorporating all emotions, all thoughts, all aspects of self. One more time, inhale, excellent, excellent. Very large circles, very large circles, very large circles. Excellent, excellent. Take your hands, bring in both hands over the heart center, connecting that force of energy and incorporating it into the mind, the body, the spirit, and the soul, the whole of self. Inhale and exhale, closing your crown chakra, sealing in that beautiful energies, and open your eyes when you so feel ready.
Lovely.
Was that not just a lovely tool, an easier way to find yourself exchanging the energies and finding a new pattern and frequency for those energies so that you can move into of a more positive direction, a higher vibration of attraction within self. And you recognize we made the other one smaller, where we made the one coming in much larger because it was inviting all into you, giving you access to the highest capacity of eternity for you. Many blessings, dear.
Thank you. Thank you
Many
for that.
blessings.
Thank you very much. Blessings.
Jamal.
We love you.
I just wanted to come in for a quick moment as I am so excited about this journey to Mount Shasta.
Mm.
And I know that the ones who need to go will show.
Mhm.
This is for those who are truly seeking to grow. It is not for everyone. It is for the ones who really are ready to awaken and to step into a new energy and a frequency of growth and majesty. The whole of you. And that includes you too.
I know.
We are so very excited about what shall take place.
You think too.
Many, many blessings.
Thank you.
Many blessings to you. Bayla here. Thank you, everybody.
Bayla!
Hello,
Oh my
hello,
goodness,
hello.
it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Oh my gosh, I'm
All is
Bayla.
good. All is good. All is good. All is good. All is magnificent. Allow yourself to be in the magnificence. Ride the energies. Engage with them. Allow yourself to be that wonderful heartbeat of brilliance within them. And spend time outside too.
Yes.
Outside
Yes.
is important for grounding and balancing and harmony. Many blessings. Bye-bye.
I love Bayla. He's funny. He can be very, very, very funny. Very comedic.
All right.
Comedian.
He's a great comedian.
Comedian, that's the word.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm come back now. Okay.
Welcome
okay.
back.
Okay.
Welcome
That was
back.
good.
That was really good. Oh my goodness, that was so good. I loved it. It's been a minute since I sat with you while you did your trans channeling.
It has.
Yes,
It has
yes.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really has been. Well, we've been busy.
I know we've been busy. But Judy and I are going to be going next weekend to Delphi, to our back home to our Delphi, and
So we have some private session time
Oh, yeah,
availability
while we're
on
there.
Sunday. If anybody's up in Georgia who really wants to, reach out to us, to give us an EM, an IM.
Blairsville,
Yeah, give us an IM, a DM, a phone call, a text, email, whatever. So Angel Aura Spiritual Boutique.
Angel Or Boutique is my .com is the website, angelorboutique.com.
And JudyWeaver.com is mine with an I.
Judy with an I.
Judy with an I.
Judy with an I.
But yeah, we're excited to go back and we're just going and we're just collecting. We're just going to go and receive some energies.
Healing weekend.
We'll be giving healings on Friday night.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll be there if anybody wants to come and get their free healing.
It's free healing in the healing sanctuary, and it is
the first weekend in May. So first
yes,
weekend in May.
First weekend in May. The healing temple is. There's no way to describe the energy that's in that place.
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable. It's so electric.
Yeah.
It's electric. It's like electric.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm excited because I haven't been since I went to the Hopi Reservation and out to Sedona and Peru. So it always feels like when I come back to Delphi, I'm bringing more energy. I'm always like recharging it, or I don't know. There's a connection. So I'm excited to be able to go back and just to see some people and just feel that.
It's like going home. So I went last month for the healing. It's the first weekend of every month, and so I went last month to do healing work and got roped into doing something else while I was there. But it's like everybody, you just know everybody. We just know everybody now, and it's like it's so exciting to see, and everybody's energy is so exciting and it's so comfortable, and
it's a place for us to go and to receive. That's what it really comes down to. We really get fed as well, and it's so important. You need to be able to be fed when you're doing the spiritual do, and I've got to advertise, and I've got to market, and I got to do the work. And it's like, but if you keep giving, 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 and don't take time to get and to recharge, you're going to empty your basket.
It's true.
You're going to burn
It's
out.
true.
You
Yeah,
know?
my basket was feeling empty, and I needed to be there, and I felt so much better once I was there. The energy to be up in the Blue Ridge Mountains is
They're
amazing.
filled with crystals. It's on. It was an old silver mine, so there's all kinds of quartz that are there. There's a magnificent, river that runs through there that's very healing and energized. There's all kinds of, rubies and sapphires and all of these incredible gems that are within the mountains, along with silver, because that was Silver Mine Road. There really was silver there. There's gold in them hills.
There
So
are, there is.
yeah, there's
I
yeah.
got gifted my beautiful crystal from Tennessee.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, I have to. You haven't seen her yet,
I haven't
but
seen her
she's
yet.
about this big, you know, quartz. She's a quartz, and it's when I first seen this crystal, it just brought me to tears. It was just so emotional for me to. She gifted me this crystal, and I have been looking for a crystal, a bigger one for my healing space, um, and also an celestial.
Yeah,
And so, even though she's a quartz, well, celestial comes from quartz family,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it just like struck my heart, and you could see it. You could see the energy in it, and whoa. Um, so the story is that I talked to a friend of ours, Jill, who was I asked her to give me crystal from her property. I didn't think it was going to be that huge, big one, but and she said on a walking path it just appeared,
Yeah.
and that's how it came to me. I just love it. And
The way it
so,
always is. It's magnificent. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
so right now she's in my room and we're connecting,
Yeah, she's
working
doing it. You're
together.
traveling at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing most nighttime. I can see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I'd love to talk to you about crystals all the time. You want to have a crystal conversation? Let's go.
Well, my dear, I think we've been prattling on for quite a
we've
while.
been
It's been a
rambling,
while,
but
but
it's been a
anyways,
few minutes,
it
and
has.
messages were wonderful, and catching
Yeah.
up with you guys and Judy, and
Oh, we're
so.
getting a much love. Thank you so much. Yay.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you got this.
We
You're alive.
appreciate that. We appreciate your thoughts. We appreciate you being
We
alive
love
with
you
us.
guys.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. And should we just do a quick closing blessing?
Absolutely, go ahead. Let's go.
Heavenly Father, Great Spirit, thank you so much for your beautiful, precious children. Continue to envelop each within those loving arms. Continue to allow that protection, that guidance, that clarity, but most especially that resonance of love. Be that heart of love and light this day and every day. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, thank you,